Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bubblegum Reviews. My name is Steve, and today's review will be on the movie here next to me. We have Dawn of the Dead. This is a first-time watch for me. In this, the only person I'm familiar with is Ken Foray. Let's see, so little quick summary. Let's go ahead and say 4 survivors who are bunkered down in a shopping mall. They are doing their day-to-day routine, and that gets distracted by a group of outsiders, and they have to fight and survive their way out of the mall to continue to survive. Anyways, before I get right into this, one thing I wanted to point out was, as you can see, my shelf here has changed colors. I decided to paint it yesterday. I was advised to change the color because of how it was looking on the reviews, and I can already see the difference, and I love it. It looks so much better. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into this. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the bad things that I didn't care for. One would be the ending. The ending of this I did not care for. I felt like they could have done better, but overall the movie still was pretty good. But anyways, the ending, the unnecessary language that the two officers used, that wasn't needed. Like, you did not need to use that in the movie. The movie still could have turned out even better for me. But anyways, not necessarily I didn't like this, but it was one of the things that kind of gave me the God, don't show that, was the gore of the biting, and mainly the biting. Like when you see one of the people get bit in the neck, and then the other one literally just get a chunk out of their shoulder. I know it looked like they were biting pieces of cake or something, because that's kind of what it looked like, and the blood was like watered down paint. But still, it was just that stuff, man. Ooh. I can't handle watching a needle go in somebody's arm. Like, they can't show that. I did it for Army and all that, but I can't watch it. Not trying to get out of left field. Anyways, yeah, so those were like the main things. The gore pretty much was kind of it wasn't bad, it wasn't good. I was kind of in the middle with it, but overall. The one thing that I kind of thought was crazy was the killing of the two dead kids, like the children. That was I don't know how that made it through. Like, yeah, they're dead, but they're also children. I mean, that just seems like at that time that would have put up a bit of a fuss. Let's go ahead and go to the good side. So first thing first is freaking Pete, man. He was the star of the show easily. All of them did a good job, but Pete was definitely my favorite. He was the main reason I actually wanted to watch this, because I knew he was in it, and I've always been a fan of Ken Foray. Pete and Roger, they had a really cool relationship. Like in the early going, I was really enjoying how they like wanted you to connect with their connection, and that was really cool. The other thing was the great cinematography, the great score, like really good score. And the score is actually done by like a musical group. I think they're out of like England or Germany or something. But anyways, they did, that was really good. The screenplay was pretty good. There was a few parts in it I didn't much just care for, but overall it was solid. This overall was a really solid movie. The main thing that I really liked in this was when they got into their routine. Like, I was sitting there watching it like, okay, so this is what you guys are doing. I'm sitting there like taking notes. Like, I wonder if this would be a good idea if this actually happens in real life. Because you watch all these movies like this and you kind of wonder, well, I wonder, so see, they stayed here, they went here, like in Walking Dead, they go to different places. In this movie, they go to the mall. And there's all these different movies, and you're kind of like, well, I wonder which one's actually the best idea, because the mall is big and it has a lot of stuff. But anyways, yeah, so I kind of was like, this is kind of fun to watch the routine. You kind of pick up on what's this and what's that. But yeah, so overall, man, this is a really good movie. I truthfully went in this kind of expecting to be like, well, okay. But I will say this, I believe the Vin Rames version better. I don't know, I might have to watch this one more time. We'll see. But Anyways, director in this is George A. Romero, who has done other of the Dead movies, Diary of the Dead. I believe he did the newer Dawn of the Dead. I know he's done quite a few of them. I've seen, I think, there's the one where the hand is hanging on the fence and it's just this much. I've seen that one. I think that's got like John Leguizamo or whatever. I've seen that one as well. But he also did Creepshow, which I'm kind of thinking on if I want to watch it possibly this year or just not at all. We'll see. IMDb gave this a 7.8 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 92%. Dog Bones gave it a 3.5 out of 4. I gave it an 8 out of 10. If it wasn't for those things that I didn't care for, it probably would have been a 10 out of 10. This was a really enjoyable movie. It surprised me a lot more than I expected, minus the things that I didn't much care for. Reasons I'd tell you to watch this, I literally told you, man. Screenplay, cinematography, Pete, and score. Those are it. Box office of 66 million on a budget of 640, so it made 65.3 mil, which is not bad, especially considering a budget. The turnout of film like this, that's pretty impressive. My interesting fact is the extras apparently got paid in this $1, a donut, and a Dawn of the Dead t-shirt. All I gotta say to that is I know that was back in 1979, so $1 might have got you a gallon of gas. Unless that t-shirt was only made specifically for them, and I'm guessing one of them might have thrown on it on eBay and been like, exclusive Dawn of the Dead t-shirt for sale for $2,000 or who knows. But I just feel like that's kind of I guess it would be all for the experience. Like if they told me that, I'd be like, I'm there. So I guess that's probably what those other people were thinking too. Like, I get to be on Dawn of the Dead. Score. So yeah, that's that for that. Up next, I will actually be watching the movie reviewing Twilight Zone, the movie. That was I watched over at my buddy's a few days ago, so that will be my next review. After that will actually be The Mummy. So stay tuned for that. I'm really looking forward to doing this. I'm actually looking forward to doing both of them, but this one because I've really kind of been on a Brendan Fraser kick just because he's kind of came back into the spotlight with his new movie, and I've always been a fan of his, man. I know he's not like an A-star actor or anything like that, but the stuff he does, it's enjoyable. Like, these movies are great. I think The Mummy and The Mummy Returns are really good. Scorpion King, it's not bad, but it's definitely not as good as these two. But anyways, that's it for that. You guys have a good day. Like and subscribe. Check out my letterbox. Thank you for my 2 new subscribers since I did my last review. Enjoy. Check out the lay of the land. And that is it. You guys have a good day.